Okay, Halloween night. You know, for most people, it's costumes, parties, loads of candy.
Right, the fun stuff.
Exactly. But sometimes things happen that aren't fun at all. They're just genuinely unsettling. So today, we're going to share 3 stories, 3 really eerie encounters that happened on Halloween. They originally came from the YouTube channel Whispered Diaries.
And these feel very personal, like they could happen to anyone, which makes them even creepier, I think.
Totally. It's not like haunted castles or ancient curses. It's your neighborhood, maybe your street.
That ordinary setting makes the weirdness stand out so much more.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So first up, we've got a group of middle schoolers back in 2018, then someone home alone handing out candy, and finally, a couple of roommates just trying to have a quiet night in.
All presented as true accounts, too. Adds that extra layer of unease.
Right. So let's start with the first one. Halloween 2018. Picture this. 3 middle school friends, probably feeling like it's their last real year to go trick-or-treating, you know.
Yeah, at that age where it starts feeling a bit childish. But you want one last go.
Exactly. School let out early. They met up around 5 p.m. Sun's starting to go down. Just simple costumes, black clothes, and masks.
Keeping it low-key.
And they had a plan. They wanted the good candy.
The full-size bars, the holy grail.
You know it. So they aimed for the richer side of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Which meant a pretty long walk.
Right, setting out on their mission. That youthful Halloween energy.
So they walk, hitting houses for like almost 2 hours. By the time they get to the big houses, most other kids are gone. Sidewalks are getting pretty empty.
The atmosphere starts to change then, doesn't it? Quieter, darker.
Yeah, and these houses, they're far apart. So the kids are actually jogging between them, trying to hit as many as possible before it gets too late.
That image, jogging between isolated pools of light from the houses with darkness in between. It already feels a bit isolated.
So it's around 9 p.m. Bags are full, mission accomplished, right? They start the long walk home. It's properly dark now.
Pitch black, probably, away from the main streets.
And that's when they see him. Just this lone adult man walking down the street towards them. He's wearing a hood, face totally covered.
Okay, immediate red flag. An adult, alone, face hidden, late at night on Halloween. Not typical.
Not at all. They felt it too. Got this, prickle of unease. So they cross the street, but they notice he's watching them as they...
Just watching. Okay, creepy factor goes up.
They speed up a bit, trying to put some distance between them. They think maybe that's it. But then one of the friends just freezes.
Oh, no.
They look over, and there he is again, the same guy, standing in the woods, right next to a house, just sort of lurking at the end of the streetlight.
Whoa. Okay, so he wasn't just passing by, he reappeared. That's deliberate.
Totally deliberate feeling. He's just standing there, silent.
That's terrifying. Just outside the light. Classic horror movie visual, but real life.
Panic sets in. As they start to move, maybe thinking of running, he starts walking out of the woods, towards them.
Nope. Time to run.
They bolt. They run across the road again, this time ducking into the woods on the other side. Thinking, maybe they can cut through to another street, lose him.
Smart thinking, but woods at night.
Exactly. It's dark, they can barely see, probably stumbling over roots and stuff. Pure adrenaline.
And the fear of him being right behind them.
Yeah.
Every sound.
Oh, yeah. They run for maybe a minute, feels longer. They finally stop, hidden behind some trees, trying to catch their breath, hearts pounding. They think, okay, maybe we lost him.
That moment of hope. Please let it be over.
But then they hear it, footsteps in the dry leaves, close by.
No. Oh, God.
Just slow steps, moving through the darkness near them, not rushing, just there. And then the steps kind of fade away.
Fade away, like he just stopped or moved off. The uncertainty is almost worse.
Right. They didn't wait to find out, they just ran. Didn't stop running until they got back to the friend's house.
I bet. Doors locked, safe inside.
Totally. They were too scared to even call the police. What would they even say? They just remember looking out and seeing nobody else, no other kids, nothing.
Yeah.
Just empty streets.
Wow. And the impact.
They never went trick-or-treating again. Ever. That memory just stuck with them. So creepy.
Yeah, that would absolutely ruin it. That not knowing who he was or what he wanted. Chills.
Okay, shifting gears. Story number 2. This one's more recent. Last Halloween, actually. 2024.
Okay.
This involves someone 26 years old, living alone. Normal neighborhood, They weren't really into going out for Halloween. Preferred staying home, handing out candy.
A quiet night in, basically. watching the trick-or-treaters, then settling down.
Pretty much. The kids came by, doorbell ringing, candy handed out, all done by about 7 p.m. Then they put on some scary movies.
Standard cozy Halloween night for some people.
Until about, say, 7 or 8 p.m., well after the main wave of kids, there's a knock at the door.
A late straggler.
That's what they thought. But they open the door, and it's this middle-aged guy, just wearing normal clothes, no costume, no kids with him, nothing.
Okay, that's odd. Especially after the main rush.
Yeah. And he asks this really weird question. He kind of looks past the person at the door into the house and says, "Is Aaron here?"
Aaron. Does the narrator know an Aaron?
Nope. No idea who Aaron is. So they ask, who is Aaron? But the guy doesn't explain. He just repeats, "Is Aaron here?" Same flat tone.
Huh?
Then says something like Aaron is his son. They got separated trick-or-treating.
Okay, that sounds like a reason, but the delivery, you said flat. Emotionless.
Yeah, completely emotionless gaze, apparently. Didn't seem worried or frantic like you'd expect if your kid was lost. Then he just turns around and walks away.
Just walks away, doesn't ask for help, doesn't seem panicked. That's very strange.
Super strange. The narrator felt it too. Something was really off. So they actually called the police, not 911, but the non-emergency line.
Sensible. To report what? Potential missing kid, strange guy.
Yeah, basically reported the encounter, mentioned the guy seemed off, maybe a child named Aaron was missing, but stressed they didn't really know anything for sure. Just felt wrong.
Good call. Better safe than sorry.
So they hang up, kind of shaken, peek outside, don't see anything, go back to their movie, try to relax.
Easier said than done after that, I bet.
Probably. Fast forward a few hours, it's near 11 p.m., getting ready for bed. They're walking across the room and just catch something out of the corner of their eye. A glimpse.
What?
A figure in the window across the room.
Oh, heck no. Inside or outside?
Outside looking in, but when they whip their head around to look properly, gone. Nothing there.
Ugh, the fleeting glimpse. Makes you doubt yourself, but that feeling,
Yeah.
someone was watching.
Exactly. Deeply disturbing. So now they're really on edge. They go to the front door, look through the peephole, don't see anyone, check the locks again.
Standard procedure when you feel unsafe in your own home.
And then, bam! This huge slam from the back of the house and a cracking sound.
What?
They rush towards the sound and see it, a figure peering in through a now cracked back window. The figure sees them, then turns and runs off towards the backyard into the darkness.
Oh my God. Actual attempted break-in. Or worse.
They immediately call 911 this time, hiding in the hallway, absolutely terrified, waiting for the police.
Smart. Stay hidden, stay on the line.
Police arrive, search the area, but whoever it was, they're long gone.
Find anything. How did they crack the window?
Looked like a rock. Maybe some kind of tool was used. Definitely deliberate damage. But why? No idea.
And the connection to the Aaron guy from earlier?
Never established. Police checked. No reports of missing kids named Aaron that night. So was the man at the door connected to the person at the window? Was it the same person or just two separate awful incidents on the same night?
Just unanswered questions. That's terrifying. The motive is completely unknown.
It leaves you feeling incredibly vulnerable, right? Okay, one more. This happened about 2 years ago, 2023. Two college roommates, sounds like maybe their last year, they decide, you know what, let's just stay in for Halloween, bake some cookies, watch a scary movie, chill night.
Sounds like a good plan. Low stress.
Should have been. But things started getting weird earlier in the evening. One of the roommates, let's call her, well, the narrator, needed groceries, so she heads out around 8 p.m.
Okay, grocery store run.
She's in an aisle, it's pretty empty, and she notices this guy at the other end just staring at her.
Uh-oh. Just stand there staring.
Yeah, the entire time she's in that aisle. Not browsing, not moving, just staring. She tries to ignore it, avoids looking back, but she can feel his eyes on her. Really intense, unsettling.
That's incredibly uncomfortable and intimidating, especially in an empty store.
Totally. She gets her stuff, checks out, leaves, feels relieved to be out of there. But then, on the drive home,
Something else happened.
she's approaching her apartment building, and this car passes her house, but it's going super slow, like maybe 5 miles per hour.
Crawling. Why?
Windows are heavily tinted, can't see inside, it just creeps past her driveway. And then, as soon as it's past, Virum, it speeds up and takes off down the street.
Whoa. That feels targeted, like they were specifically looking at her place.
Exactly the feeling she got. Really unnerving. So she gets inside, tells her roommate, V, about the weird, slow car.
What did V think?
V was kind of like, probably nothing. didn't seem too worried, so they just started, getting the cookie stuff ready.
Trying to shake it off.
Right. Then the doorbell rings.
Okay, trick-or-treater.
Or
V goes to the door, looks through the peephole, sees someone there. She opens the door, but just a crack. Still has the chain on, maybe.
Smart.
There's a man standing there wearing one of those really cheap generic plastic masks.
Like the ones you get at the dollar store. Kind of blank looking.
Yeah, exactly. V asks him, can I help you? What do you need? But the guy just stands there. Doesn't say a single word.
Silent. Just like the guy in the woods. Creepy. V gets weirded out, obviously. Exchanges maybe a few more words. Gets no response. Then just closes the door and locks it tight. Comes back looking really confused and kind of freaked out.
I bet that's bizarre behavior.
So the narrator, remembering the car and the guy in the store, gets a bad feeling. She goes to the peephole herself.
Yeah.
And she sees it, parked across the street. The same car that drove by slowly earlier, just sitting there, lights off.
Oh no. Confirmation. They're being watched. That dismissal from V probably vanished pretty quick.
Instantly, paranoia kicks in hard now. She's telling V, look, the car, it's out there. And just as she's saying it, thud.
From where?
From the basement, a loud thud. Then another couple of thuds, louder this time, followed by faint shuffling footsteps downstairs.
Someone's in the house. Oh my God.
And the basement door, it doesn't have a lock.
They're trapped. Or feel trapped.
V doesn't even hesitate. Grabs the narrator, pulls her away from the basement door, and they just run. Out the front door, into their car, gone.
Good call. Get out. Get away. Call for help.
They drove a few streets away, pulled over, shaking, and called the police.
Smartest move. What did the police find?
By the time officers got there and cleared the apartment, nobody inside. The weird car across the street was gone too.
But how did they get in?
The basement door was wide open, and they found shoe prints outside, leading from a broken window well cover. Looks like someone broke in through a basement window.
So the thuds were them breaking in, and the shuffling was them moving around downstairs.
Seems like it. And the theory is they must have heard the roommates run out the front door and realized they weren't alone, or that the element of surprise was gone, so they bailed.
Leaving behind so many questions. The staring in the store, the slow car, the silent masked guy, the break-in. Were they all connected? Was it the same person escalating?
It feels connected, doesn't it? But again, no proof. No idea what the person or people actually wanted. Burglary, something worse. Just pure terror.
That feeling of violation, knowing someone was watching you, followed you, and then got inside your home, that's deeply disturbing.
Absolutely. So 3 stories, right? All happening on Halloween, all starting kind of normal, and then just spiraling into something really frightening and unexplained.
Yeah, and it's that lack of explanation in each case, I think, that really sticks with you. The hooded figure, the man asking for Aaron, the stalker at the apartment.
Yeah.
Their motives are complete mysteries.
Exactly. It makes you realize that sometimes the scariest things aren't ghosts or monsters from movies. They're real people acting in ways we just can't comprehend. That potential danger lurking just under the surface of everyday life.
That vulnerability, that sense that your safety can be shattered so quickly and randomly.
Yeah.
It's a primal fear, and these stories tap right into it. Halloween just provides that slightly uncanny backdrop.
Well said. These accounts from Whispered Diaries definitely serve as a chilling reminder of that.
Mm-hmm.
So if these stories gave you the creeps and you want more like this, definitely check out the Horror Docs channel. Do us a favor and like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already.
It helps us keep bringing stories like these to light.
Absolutely. And maybe think about it. Have you ever had one of those moments? An encounter that just felt off, unexplained, left you with that lingering dread? It's more common than you might think.
Food for thought. Stay safe out there.
Indeed. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll catch you next time.
Bye now.